The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found the variety show that keeps you interested and engaged. It's called the Steve Roberts Variety Hour. And
is that what it's called?
Yeah, otherwise known as the Local Show.
I don't know. I looked at the word count, Tom, and 60% of the words are yours, 10% of the words are mine.
Yeah, that's by design for you.
Okay. I'm just saying.
You want me to do the talking, and then you take credit for it. You get all the girls, you get all the frills, and drive the big Cadillac.
Yes.
You're like that evil guy, Donald Trump.
I drive your wife's old car. I don't drive a Cadillac. I bought your wife's old car. Come on.
Well, you got me there.
Just saying.
He's not lying, Vinny. He's not lying. But it was a nice car. Oh, good golly. Yeah, that's a thing. You know, if I would have known COVID was coming, I would have saved myself a lot of money on the vehicle. We would just, our cars all came off of lease, and then we released, and then COVID hit, and it was like, now we're paying for vehicles that are sitting in the driveway.
Yeah, that's no fun. That is no fun.
It's just ridiculous.
It's timing.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, we've got Vinny Peone back on the Local Show with us. He's the Director of Marketing at Eastern and Intellitech Security Services. How are you there, Vinny?
I'm great. Glad to be back.
Well, it's good to have you, man. So you're in a big business that a lot of people don't think about until, and correct me if I'm wrong, until something happens to them. And then they go, boy, we need a security system.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, so unfortunately, a bulk of our sales are reactionary after something's already happened.
Yeah.
And it's too bad to see. But I mean, as a head of marketing, that's, my mission is to get the solutions and our name in front of everyone to avoid that.
To scare people.
No. Hey, the world's a scary place. So, commercial sales to residential sales, where do you guys fit in that ratio there?
It's tough to say with our existing clientele. We work with a lot of, I'm speaking for Eastern Security Services in Central New York and Western New York. Predominantly our existing clientele, I'd say it's probably 60-40, commercial to residential.
Okay.
For new sales, I would say most of the new ones we're bringing in would be commercial. I'd say maybe closer
commercial.
to 70-30 now.
What's an ideal commercial client for you?
We work with a lot of banks. We work in the public sector quite a bit as well. A lot of warehouses, office spaces, places like this.
Yes, we're very high security.
Yes. So how many cameras, if Tom spends a day out, walks around, goes to a few places, how many times are we recorded a day?
More than you realize. More than I even realize.
That's what I wonder. It's a big number, right?
Absolutely. And not just, the cameras of private security companies. The government has their own out there as well. The police, they're realistically, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's reassuring.
What is CCTV a thing?
It was a thing. It's closed circuit TV. That's not typically how a video surveillance system today would work. Usually, they're IP cameras. They're going to the cloud or to a server.
Oh, okay.
Very little is closed circuit now. Typically, if you go to like a restaurant, they might have a CCTV system to monitor, where the people are waiting for to-go meals. They'll have just an internal circuit there where it goes to a monitor that the hostess can see and know when to bring out the the food to them.
I gotcha. So tell me the difference between Eastern and Intellitech. What's going on there? Because when we first started talking with you, it was just Eastern.
Yep. Yeah, so I worked for Eastern Security Services for the last just about 3 years here. We are based out of Central New York since 1976 and have offices in Buffalo, Corning, and Rochester. Intellitech Security Services is based in New York City and Florida, and they've been in business since 1999. Offer a lot of the same solutions, a lot of different ones as well, unique to our clients and our markets here. But same ownership, we are sister companies.
I gotcha.
So is Intellitech not here? It's down there?
Yep. Yeah, they're based out of Long Island and Florida.
So you would compete with each other if you were in the same space?
If we were, yes, but we are sister companies. So how I've been doing everything, on my own personal accounts is, having an upstate and a downstate link. So if you need security anywhere in New York State, we've got you covered.
Okay, what would you say to someone that said, I don't need a security system. I got a camera on the internet, and I plugged it into something, and I can see my whole building. And isn't there a lot of do-it-yourself things out there that maybe aren't the right thing?
I would encourage them to look at some of the content I've shared on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook to see some of the common issues with DIY installations. And yes, there's a lot of good options out there, but they're at the mercy of someone knowing how to install them. I walked into an office building recently and saw a Simply Safe system with a monitor mounted to the outside of the door, leaving it completely vulnerable to tampering. And I even went and checked the installation manual for that system, and in nowhere does it say not to install it on the unprotected side of the door, which anyone in our industry would know how to install a door contact. I wouldn't expect an everyday person to. So again, the DIY option is at the mercy of someone installing it, knowing what they're doing, and if they have questions, to actually call the company and ask, which a lot of people don't. They'll just power through and lick and stick it to the wall.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So how's business?
Business is great. We had a huge year. We're actually being recognized, I believe it's coming up next week, as economic champions through Center State CEO. Our Buffalo office, I'm sure you guys saw, we formally moved into an office now. We had our grand opening in August, had a ton of people show up. It was pretty great.
All right. How many employees?
I think we are right around 40 now in upstate New York.
Are you
here.
looking or going to be looking?
We are always looking.
What are you looking for?
Right now, we are hiring technicians in Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo. We're hiring anyone, with experience or anyone green as well. We do provide, in-house comprehensive training. We actually just started scheduling quarterly trainings company-wide for all of our technicians, our technical coordinator to sit in and, the solutions that we install and service to learn a little bit more about them and sharpen their swords, so to say.
So what kind of person makes a good technician?
Well, I'm a former salesperson, and I actually made a pretty good technician. I would say anyone who is good at, working with people, especially you're going to be, I always say the technicians are the face of the company. The salesperson might work with the client right off the bat, might, present them with a proposal, but the technician's the one who's spending, possibly a week, if not, weeks worth of time right there, whether with the end user, with their, the GC on the job. They have to be kind of people. They have to know how to talk to people, especially people who might be frustrated if it's reactionary, after an event has happened. Right. It might be emotional, and I want to have people who are, good at talking. All the technical knowledge, it comes with time. We'll train all of that, but we need someone with the right attitude and who's good with people.
Is the game plan going forward to do more commercial or to even out so that you do more residential, 50-50? Or?
Anyone, anywhere in the state who needs the best protection for their home or business, I would like them to call us. We wouldn't rule out, anyone being residential or being a business that's too small or large. We've got all avenues, all markets covered there. But I would say it's whoever needs the best protection.
Because not everybody does it. Back in the day, Time Warner did a lot of that, Tom.
Yeah,
remember they and I don't think they even do that anymore. Or Time Warner got bought by Spectrum or whatever the heck it was.
They sold off most of that.
Did they?
Yep.
Did they? So is having a system, back to the residential, having a residential system installed professionally, is it worth it?
Yes, absolutely. Just because, again, most people don't have the knowledge of how to properly install the devices. You had mentioned before that you had a camera blow off the side of your house because it was mounted.
And you know what? It's still off.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It fell down, and it's kind of that magnetic mount, and it goes on, and then it fell off, and then, I don't know. I bought a new piece to it, but I'm not sure that I'm installing it right, and that.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, preventing false alarms is the biggest reason for it. Mismounting a door contact is the difference between a false alarm and not, and that's a waste of first responders' times. Is it true that
if you have too many false alarms, the city charges you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it depends on the area, but that is absolutely true. They will charge. Some areas won't respond to alarms anymore without some kind of video verification. Not around here. But that is becoming more widespread.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Vinny Peone right there, Director of Marketing at Eastern and Intellitech Securities, 422-4141, 422-4141.